the truth is finally coming out that the report that we are having today that it came from the Major National Dialogue in 2019 was written 1 month before the Major National Dialogue ever happened. Somebody who attended explained it, and I'm going to allow you to listen to him and to remember to subscribe to TFA Talking Point. We condemned the Major National Dialogue, but we did not know the detail of it, that nothing happened in there. The report, the government wrote the report 1 month or 3 weeks before the Major National Dialogue ever happened and imposed it on those they invited. And they are now confessing or talking and speaking out the truth. I don't know why the government hold on to this, pretending and people are dying and going. Listen to the video and also drop your own comment, because I don't know what to say it again, because TFA Talking Point first of all condemned the Major National Dialogue. That was not a dialogue. The dialogue that can end the crisis in Southern Cameroon is between the government of President Paul Biya, the military, and the Ambazonia, and also the Ambazonia fighter. Not with any other people, but with these two group of people. They are the one to sit on the table and end the crisis in Southern Cameroon.
At the end of that exercise, dozens of resolutions were reached during the national dialogue, including the granting of a special status to the two Anglophone regions, the restoration of the House of Chiefs, the establishment of a common law section at the National School of Magistracy, the allocation of the budget for reconstruction, and the rapid integration of the ex-combatants into the society were some of the measures that were earmarked to be implemented and used to hype the dialogue process. My question to you is, why has this not made any discernible impact on the daily realities of the people from those two regions?
Oh, thank you, Echu. Thank you very much for that question. If you permit, I'll give you a little background as to the charade that took place in Yaoundé, that's been called, known as the Major National Dialogue. It was just a show. So I was a member of the commission or committee on decentralization. I'm going to tell you what happened. First of all, to tell you how Anglophones are treated, on day 2 of the dialogue, the late Abuema Choi, who was vice chair of that committee on decentralization, and myself happened to be late, so we were stopped by security at the entrance to the committee room. He used his cell phone to call the Prime Minister, to tell him that we're prevented from getting into the room. Imagine, he was the vice chair of the committee, and there was this arrogant superintendent of police who told him, and I'm going to say this in French, said, "Monsieur, même si vous êtes ministre du ciel, vous n'entrerez pas." I felt so bad for the guy. The Prime Minister called the chair of the committee, Godef Philippe Ngwese, who just happened to be auditioning for the job that he eventually had as ambassador to Canada. Anyway, and this chair asked the security people to let us in. This same security person, in front of everybody, said, "Le Premier Ministre c'est qui?" So this is head of government, chair of the Major National Dialogue, whose instructions were being disregarded. So that's number one. Number two, as a member of the Committee on Decentralization, let me tell you this. At no point in time did we discuss spatial status for the Anglophone region. It just did not happen. On day 4, October 3, 2019, when all the committees were supposed to, wrap up their work, the chair and the vice chair and all the people in charge of the organization, they came up with a supposed report that our committee had written. And they showed us that report. Everything there was wrong. And sometimes when you lie, there are little things that will give you away. Even the date on that report, I will tell you, I kid you not, was September 15, 2019. So here we are, October 3, 2019. We've been presented a report that was tied on September 15. So when we brought that to their attention, they said, oh, there's a mistake, we're going to correct this. And then they took the report away. That dialogue, my brother, was a made-up show to convince the world that the president was addressing the Anglophone problem. They were not serious. So coming back to your question, why has there been no discernible impact? Well, they did not mean to solve the problem. There was no intent to solve any problem. All they wanted to do was to, what the French would say, faire semblant, pretend they were addressing the problem. There was no seriousness brought to it. You realize that they came up with regional councils. In the two Anglophone regions, House of Chiefs was added. The regional councils are still under the control of unelected governors. Yes, the governor of the Southwest and Northwest regions, they are supervisory authorities of the regional councils. Where does their funding come from? It comes from the Ministry of Decentralization. So there is no autonomy. The regional councils are just there as an added bureaucracy. They are not meant to solve any problem.